Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and today I'm going to talk about Through the Seasons, which is with Jeannie and the other wonderful ladies that are doing this year-long challenge of using a kit for a season. I have already shared the products I'm using, and I was originally going to do page kits with Nifty 50. I am still kind of doing that concept with a twist. So what I mean is I'm planning on using this kit and still trying to keep the page kits, and I want to convert it over to a journal. So you may have seen my video on creating this layout in my Vicky Buden travel journal. I would like to try and see if this is something that I want to do instead of layouts. I have been watching quite a few junk journaling videos at the moment because it's something that I'm interested in. I love making journals. I have got another one that I'm doing as a gift at the moment. As you can see, I've started to decorate and fill this one out. Now I would like to try a soft cover instead of a hard cover like this one. I have got plenty of the boxes around to make a cover if I wanted to do that. However, I would like to try a softer cover. So I've chosen to do the paper bag concept. So I have recently rewatched a video from Johanna Clough. I'll link her channel and the video that I watched that inspired me to create, and it's using one of these grocery bags. So let me show you what my cover looks like at the moment. Here is my cover. I wanted to share what this looks like before I start doing any more to it. So I'll fold it out, and I followed Johanna's process of gluing the edges down so you have got a nice finished look to the base, ready for decorating. My journal is a little bit bigger than hers. I think she did a smaller journal. And I seem to like working with the larger scale journals there's plenty of room for photos and also embellishing like you would do on a 12 by 12 layout. So the cover measures 9 inches across and it's just over 10.5 inches tall. So this is a little bit bigger than my Vicky B journal. It is going to be a single signature journal. I plan on putting a closure on this one, and I wanted to do something similar like the policy envelope here and have two circles and the string to tie it closed. So on the inside, before I start decorating, I would like to reinforce the spine because my signature is going to be sewn in here and I wanted to give it more strength, and then I will cover in scrapbook paper. So I have got my cover chosen. So I have had to go back to my winter supplies and I've chosen this one for the cover, and I plan on wrapping, if I turn it over, I am planning on wrapping so I get a nice finished edge on the journal, and I think I will only need 2 pieces of paper to decorate. And I say this because here is the edge. If I flip it open, you can see I've got enough room to do the wrapping, and I plan on using another 12 by 12 to do this flap here and the remainder of the back. So I've just chosen 2 coordinating pieces of paper from Cartabella. So this one's Winter Market and this is Welcome Winter, and as you can see they match quite well. Now, because I am using page kits, I decided to choose one background piece of paper from each of the page kits to represent my pages. So I'll just put my signature in here just so you can get an idea of how my pages are going to sit in this journal. And I have got some room here, so if I wanted to do tabs, I should have enough room to still be able to close the flap here and tie it off. So let me show you the papers. Now I am planning on decorating the insides once it's reinforced. I haven't chosen that paper yet. So we'll just have to see what it ends up looking like on the inside. So I'll show you what these papers look like. And I have gone with the same measurements as my Vicky B journal. So I scored at 7.5, which is a larger page, and this measures 4.5. And I've tried to coordinate the papers because the way I've put this together, it's not a layout anymore, it's going to be a journal. So the papers will need to coordinate somehow. And I think I've done a good job of pairing the papers. Here is the middle. Now I did score this paper wrong, so that's why you can sort of see the mark here. I considered just cutting another piece, and then I thought, no, how about you leave it and I can always cover it up. I can always put a border strip there or just cover it, and you would never know that this is there on my layout. Now this does look a little dark, so we'll see how I go when I get to creating on this page. Because I have changed ideas since I put this kit together, I wanted to add a few more elements that I would include in a journal. So for my kit, I've added a doily. I have got an envelope here that I will use as a template to make envelopes for this journal. I've got more envelopes in case I wanted to use them or be inspired. I've got a cabinet card to include. I've got a small piece of vellum, a lunch bag. I have got some more papers. So this is a dot grid with the holes. I've also got an ice cream project pad with the holes. This is just white paper, and this isn't ordinary copy paper, it's a premium heavier weight which I bought for printing, and a piece of craft coloured paper. So I intend to space these out within my journal here to add some interest and to make it a journal I would normally make. I just thought I'd pop back on and show you what the cover looks like. It is far from perfect. However, I'm going to remind myself this is a handmade journal, and I can try and get things perfect as much as I can, and I can always try and cover things up and learn for the next journal. So this is what the front looks like. I've added some lace just to dress it up. I still need to work out my closure, and you can sort of see that it is a little crooked. However, I still love this and happy with how it's come along. So on the back is the same sort of thing. This is actually a fold from the paper bag, so maybe I should have ironed it prior to trying to glue everything down. Now, I did glue this crooked, so I've covered the seam with some lace, which I think finishes it off quite well. If I flip over, I've also added some more lace just to dress up, and as you can see on the inside here, there's a bit of crinkling going on with the paper, but I don't think I can avoid that. I've got numerous layers under here, and I think the paper just moves from being, say, flat to being, you know, folded. So I think that's as good as it's going to get, and I'm just going to embrace it. I've also added some lace to the inside just to cover this seam between the papers. Again, this is more from the paper bag and the layers, because you've got to remember I've got cardstock here, I've got a little bit of lace, so there's multiple layers here. But I think once the signature's in, I probably will add a pocket or something, so I could probably cover that up too. And this is the front. I may add a pocket or a tuck spot, again to hide and add some character to my inside cover. As you can see, it's a little bit crooked here, but with cutting the papers and how my journal is, because it's probably not incredibly square, I had to compromise whether I'm going to have this straight here or along the top, and I've chosen to go along the top as the straight edge because my signature will be here and you may not see this here, so that's what I've gone with. Let me show you what the signature is with the added little bits and pieces before sewing in. So with the stitching, it's probably going to sit where this line is. That's the sewing line. And as you can see, the lace sits quite well next to my papers. So I've got my doily in the centre. My smaller bits and pieces are either going to be flush to the top or flush to the bottom of the page. And this is just so when I'm binding, because I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, I wanted to make sure I would at least get 2 lots of stitching in the smaller sections, just for sturdiness of the papers and they don't fall out. And I've just tried to complement what pages I've already got together in the journal. This is the project pad. I've got the vellum up the top on this one and the craft down the bottom, just to add some colour. The colours do look quite warm, and I think once I start doing the layouts and completing the pages, it will look a lot nicer than what you see now. I've got the card at the top on this one, and I like the white and cream contrast. I decided to create an envelope in the middle, so I haven't closed this up yet, because once my stitching's done, I can then seal this up so you won't see the stitching, and I've got a nice pocket here. And the placement of this may depend on when I put my holes through, because this is smaller than, say, my full-length page. I thought I'd just come back and show you what my journal's looking like. I decided to go with a different closure. This is elastic, and I've sewn a button to the join just to keep the journal closed, and I'm quite liking the understated look at this time. I could add more to it at a later date, but this is what I've got for the time being, and it is removable. So I decided to add some washi tape to both sides of the signature, and I think that looks much better with hiding the white of the cardstock, and I have got my signature sewn in. So I'll just do a quick flip of how the pages have ended up now that I've got my signature sewn in. There was just a bit of glue there that was sticking the doily down, which made the page, made this look a little funny. You will notice that I have actually moved the elements that I've added in with the sewing. And I'm pretty happy with how this is coming along. Now with the envelope, I have made it off center just so I have got the sewing secure, and I will glue this down. And before sewing, I could have decided that I wanted the envelope facing the other way. I've noticed that with every piece I add to this journal, it seems to be getting better and better, and I still need to think of what I'm going to do here. I might add a die cut or something to cover this part. That will be at a later date, I'm sure. I hope you've enjoyed watching me put this together. I hope it inspires you to create your own journals, and I look forward to sharing my layouts with you soon. Please check out the other wonderful ladies that are also doing through the seasons and seeing what they're creating. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.